Hello everyone and welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Today's video, we've got number 6768 back in the trailer. Now, if you remember back, this is the cow that had a really severe abscess. What started out looked like just a little hole near the white line there. Ended up being an entire area underneath with a huge open area due to a white line lesion. That whole sole ended up coming off. Now, we've got her back in the trailer, and at first glance, this foot looks decent. It's got a lot of good new horn has developed, but as I start working around where that lesion site was, I noticed something in here, and that's what we're going to take a look at now. So what's happened here is the reason that abscess looked as bad as it was is because there was some interior trauma that we could not see at the time, and that's what we've got here. We've got a piece of pedal bone that is actually broken off inside the foot and is working its way out. So we have got to get that out of there and get this whole area now cleaned up again and to get this to heal. This is going to look severe, but believe it or not, these heal up pretty well over time once we get this out of there. And there you can see it there. It's a piece of that pedal bone has actually come off. So now we've got to clean this entire area out to prevent that infection, to get that area, that corium, healed back up. Now here we've got a diagram of the coffin bone or the pedal bone inside a cow's foot, and this will help you visualize what has actually happened to this particular cow. But these types of fractures are exceedingly rare. I have maybe 1 in every 100,000 to 150,000 feet will I see something like this. So it's not something that happens very often. Typically when you see an abscess, this is not what's causing those abscesses, so it's not something that is on your radar a lot of the times, even though this was a severe one. Had I known that it was a pedal bone fracture, there's not a lot more that I could have done for this cow in that case. And even a vet, the only option would have been to amputate at the time, and that's really not what I would recommend with a foot like this anyway, because now that we've got that pedal bone out of there, we can take this and get this foot to heal back up again, and believe it or not, they heal very well once that's out of there. I'm not sure why they heal so well, but they tend to. So we did basically what we could. Trying to transport a cow to get an x-ray when they're severely lame can be dangerous. She may not survive that trip. So we kind of had to just block her and get her comfortable, and luckily now we figured out what the real problem is and we can get that done. Now I didn't show me the cleanup of this wound because, well, obviously it wasn't pretty, and that's YouTube guidelines don't want me to do that, show that type of stuff, so I'm not gonna. But what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna fast forward. I got this foot cleaned up, wrapped, salicylic acid. We're gonna take this now 2-3 weeks ahead and take a look at it, and you'll see the improvement that's gone on since we've gotten that out of there. So after 3 weeks now, we can take a look at this foot and see we've got a lot of new horn production now. It's amazing how you can have such dramatic corium damage, but once you get whatever problem that is affecting it gone, it does a really good job of healing up. We got a lot of good horn production from the original site. Now we're going to get a real close look at where that pedal bone had come through. And there's still some openness there. You'll get a good close up here in a second. You'll be able to see that. But for the most part, this is healed dramatically in just 3 weeks' time. So if we keep this going now and keep after this each trim, we should be able to get this entire area back to good quality horn again. You can see there that openness. I've got to finish cleaning that up now and get that all cleaned out of there. But that pedal bone rests in there. It doesn't just sit inside the foot. It's actually, want to say, suspended in there, so it's attached to that outside wall near the top. So this isn't a type of thing where it's going to be completely healed in a couple of trims, because we actually have to get the point to the where that laminar connection, where the lamina was from the pedal bone was connected to that outside wall, that is no longer there. So we've got to get that healed up as well, and that'll show itself in that white line area now for probably the next 5 or 6 trims. So it's not going to be it's not going to look perfect for a while. It's going to take a lot of time to get all that new horn produced in there and to make it look actually perfect again. But it won't be functionally perfect, obviously, because there's a piece of that bone missing, but the claw will become functional again. The block on the other claw is still positioned really well, and she's walking really well on it, so I'm not going to take that off. Typically, over time, they're going to start to not be positioned correctly or wear on the foot. That's why I like these blocks, because they don't wear, and they're rubber, so they tend to be comfortable. They don't cause problems when they're on. So let's finish cleaning this foot up, and you'll see what it looks like. Here you can see what it looks like so far, and you can really see how much new horn has been produced since that very first trim. And you can also see the extent of that damage, even though I didn't show the trimming part of it. Went all the way down to that white line, was a huge area of corium, disturbed corium. But you can see that it's beginning to produce new horn, but because that was damaged, it's not going to produce perfect horn right away again. So we just got to keep working at this foot over time and allowing it to heal without, I'm not going to do a lot of extensive cutting in here. I just want to get away any of the debris and stuff and get it cleaned out and allow that new horn to be produced. It's not going to, like I said, not going to be great horn for a while. We just got to put up with that poorer quality horn production for a while until we can get it healed, and then we'll start to see some better results. But once again, I'm going to wrap this with salicylic acid. It did look like a touch of dermatitis in there, so which I don't want, obviously. So I'm going to get that, keep wrapping this with salicylic acid and allowing this foot to heal. And you'll see as she's when I let her go here, she's walking amazingly well considering what's happened. So we'll keep with this foot and see how this girl's doing later on. All right, guys, next time on Nate the Hoof Guy, we're going to be on a small dairy close to my home, and we're going to be treating some digital dermatitis cases as well as trimming some pretty hard feet. So stay with us for that one. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you all on the next one.